Hey you guys, hey, welcome back, or welcome in if you're new. I am so happy to announce that we have finally had our first video that has crossed 1,000 views, which is insane to me. And what's even more funny is that that video was a filler video that basically was meant to serve as an announcement for the video following that, which was overall a better video. A little bit more production value, a little more planning, more triggers, longer video, all that jazz. So please go watch that. If maybe you've stumbled upon this channel and it was from that video that got over 1,000 views now, because that video was mainly to garner hype for the next video, which was a little bit of a creepy, spooky, scary, strange, weird Halloween type of video. But I would appreciate if you would go watch that. It's quite fun. Lots of personal attention, a full body massage basically, and I'd appreciate if you go check that out, because that video, if there was any video on my channel that I would have thought would have hit 1,000, it would have been something a bit longer and a little bit higher production value, but I don't know. Today, I think I have mostly older triggers. This little foam ring that I haven't used in quite a while, if I'm remembering correctly, and some newer ones and some brand new ones. So at least I think my memory is faulty because I'm human. I promise I'm human. And a little food for thought. What would you guys suggest for somebody who needs to maybe set someone straight in a professional way, in a respectful way, because they are showing themselves to have kind of a superiority complex that they make well known, and they keep trying to stir drama, essentially? What would you suggest would be a good way to maybe set them straight and let them know that they can't act like that and talk like that and treat people that way? Because that's the predicament that I am in. Because I don't want to come off as rude in trying to correct somebody in the way that they behave or speak about people, but it is getting to the point that I don't even know what to do, because I think genuinely the only way this person has gotten into their adult life treating people this way, especially in a professional setting, is because nobody's ever said anything or corrected them or you know, maybe advise them that they really shouldn't behave like that. So what would you guys suggest would be a firm but polite and not accusatory way to maybe, I don't know, correct that behavior? I have also, maybe important to note, we are peers. Neither of us has authority over the other, but I feel like I cannot just sit by and let somebody essentially trash talk me and some of our other peers, some of my friends even, to our faces and behind our backs. I can't, I don't know. It feels inappropriate to, you know, talk like that, especially when we're supposed to be professional and polite and respectful. And so, I don't know. What's a nice way of saying, stop telling everybody that we're stupid? Do you win now? Like, is that what you want to be? You want everybody just to say, oh wow, you are the smartest. You are the best at everything. You are the king. We're all stupid, small-minded people, and you are the best. Is that what you wanted to hear? Does that make you happy? So can you stop telling us that we're all not as good as you at anything ever, always? So, I don't know how to navigate that, because generally I've been a bit of a passive person. Usually I would let this go, but you know, I think that kind of just ignoring that kind of rude behavior is how people get into their adult lives without ever changing or maturing, growing up, learning how to have a little decorum. And I don't know, especially because if it was just me, maybe I would have let it go, because, you know, at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know that I'm not, like, you know, everything that they keep trying to tell people that I am. But they're, you know, they have a history of trying to talk down on everybody else, including my friends, and I don't really like that. So, and especially it's when I've noticed that they'll try to trash talk that person to somebody else and never to their face. So, I don't know. But today, they made a mistake where they, I don't know, maybe they didn't know that I was friends with my friend, and I genuinely don't want anybody to talk down on people that are nice to me, people that, you know, work with me, people that help me, people that talk to me. I don't like that. Or, I don't know, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe I come off a little more timid than I am. But all I'm gonna say is my blood pressure spiked, and it took everything in me not to revert back to the person that I used to be, that I modeled for you a few videos ago, where I beat you with a ruler. So that is not mature. So maybe I've matured in a way that they haven't, but because I know the past me would have been like, you know, you want to step outside and handle this, because I will not let you act like this in front of me or in front of anybody ever again. But you know, I'm an adult now, so I can't do that. But I don't know. But that might be the difference between a well-adjusted person and somebody who resorts to trying to like gossip and talk down on people, trash talk them essentially, or scream in their face, which has also happened. And I don't know how nobody's ever said anything yet, But, you know, I need to not come off accusatory in how I go about this, because I really would not like them to become defensive and then now I just look like a jerk. But, and I know a lot of people probably want to say something, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's noticed, because this has been ongoing behavior. So, I don't know. Crazy how different this lid sounds when it's fully attached versus when it's lifted. Which one do you like more? On or rested over top? Or fully detached? Have you guys had any actual experience with a situation like that, with a really rude person that, you know, had to be handled in a respectful and mature way, without coming across accusatory? Because, I don't know, this is the first time that I've really felt the need to say something, because usually when people are like that, it's, you know, it's like a very thinly veiled type of, I don't know, overcompensation for some kind of like self-esteem issue or what, but, or just general like acting out, because that's what like rebellious, edgy teenagers do, which, and also usually would only be directed at me, which I don't really care, because I know who I am. I kind of don't care. But, I don't know, this person I think genuinely believes that they are like a god amongst men. So, and it's not that I'm in the business of humbling people, but I wouldn't say anything if this didn't have to, you know, this weird overinflated ego didn't come at the expense of putting others down, because I don't believe in that. It's one thing to think you're above other people, but it's another to think that you're above other people because they are like scum. So, I don't know. Also, this candle, I have mixed feelings about it. It's called Driftwood Oak Moss. It's a very smoky smell, and I don't know how I feel. It's interesting. I don't know if I'd like to burn it so much as I'd like to just leave it open and let it air, because it's quite potent, as many smoky type of smells are, where, you know, they smell strong when you just open the lid, and then when you actually burn them, they become way too strong. And you can put it in a large open space and it'll still smell like so strong. Anytime people like walk in, they'll be like, oh my god, what's on fire? Did you burn something? And it's like, no, it's a candle. And they're like, did you forget about it? And then you'd have to be like, no, it's just really strong. I don't know why it's like that. So, this candle is almost as loud as that person's loud, wrong, and rude opinions are, because it's always some kind of grand proclamation of, everyone, terrible, me, perfect, everybody else, too dumb to breathe and walk at the same time. Me, I'm a genius. I have an IQ that is several degrees hotter than the sun. I am everything. You are nothing. And so, I'm sorry. It's just so baffling to me to see somebody so, like, out of touch with how to behave as a person in society, in a professional setting, as an adult. It's rough. So, maybe that's what's the most baffling, is that I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to start with this without it sounding accusatory or a little bit harsh. Because, again, I want this to be a growing moment and not a smackdown. Because at the end of the day, I really would just like them to stop it and maybe reevaluate and stop being so mean to everybody. And, whether or not it ever gets back to them, I don't think you should ever talk down on somebody like that, ever, whether or not they hear it. That's just wrong. Unless they're genuinely bad, like they've done something like really horrible, in which case then yeah, that's okay. But just saying like, wow, that person is so stupid, don't you agree that that person's an idiot and like they should be like not allowed outside by themselves? Because that's not productive. That is not any kind of productive thing to say. And my light turned off. Oh dear. Okay. Well, the light is now gone. Okay, well, now we look a little grim, but that's all right. This is one of the old-time triggers. This book has magical abilities to make you fall asleep, I promise. You try to get through the first 3 chapters, best believe you will be asleep. Same with the audiobook. So go listen to the audiobook. It's free on YouTube. The full book is on there. It'll put you to sleep, something about it. If you've ever wanted to read the diary of like a middle-aged man who is a like imperfect type of protagonist, then I think this would be fun. This really does read like the journal of a very unhappy and disgruntled middle-aged man. Maybe that's why it puts me to sleep, because I'm not saying it's a bad book, but I am saying this is for daytime reading only. It's called Babbitt, and the author is just very descriptive, and he really puts a lot of time and words into building a good mental image of everything. He's very descriptive, so definitely interesting, and definitely a classic that you could probably find an internet rabbit hole for if you are so intrigued by it the way that I am, because I still think about this book. And I finished reading this like a while ago. A lot has happened since then, and yet I still think about this and the grip that it has on me, because it's on the surface nothing too special, but then you start thinking and making mental connections, and then you just can't stop thinking about it, and then suddenly it's been a full year and you're still thinking about it. It's still occupying space in your mind, and every day you have to wonder, what is it about reading the inner thoughts of a middle-aged man in, I think, the 40s, the 20s. I can't think. That is so intriguing. You can't even see it, and he's haunting you. Babbitt is haunting you. That's kind of scary, see? He snuck up on you, and now he's consumed you. And that's just who you are now. This is a new one. It's a little Easter egg. I think it's also one of those types of triggers that can be done more than one way, because this is what it sounds like when it's closed. With both fingertip and fingernail. That's what that sounds like. But then when they're separated, they sound a little different. I hope that wasn't too loud, the sound of clicking them back together. I also realized that unless I am shopping very early for next Easter, I have been sitting on this for, I don't even know how long. I don't even think it was last year or the year before. Might have been 3 years before I had a YouTube channel. And it's either that or I found an Easter egg somewhere. I don't know which is weirder or more likely, because why would I keep an Easter egg? And why would I just kind of hold on to it and keep it in my little box of triggers where I keep all kinds of my weird stuff, like this, or an unopened bat sponge. Oh my god, I dropped it. I don't know. I never felt the urge to try it out, but I think it sounds quite nice. It's a delicate sound. quite difficult to make sound aggressive or rough, because it's just such a neat sound, you know, just a clean little tap. I think that's quite a fun sound, actually, unless that didn't translate very well into the video, in which case, never mind. Ignore that. Anyways, this was quite long and chatty, and most of it was me complaining again, but I am interested in hearing any type of advice you guys have. I don't know. I've never been in this type of situation where I've ever even wanted to, let alone considered some kind of a public call out that is professional and that is not meant to hurt any feelings, even though I think they've been hurting feelings. They've certainly hurt mine, because I don't play when it comes to that type of immature behavior, or about my friends, even if I don't know them well and I'm not close with them. I think I'd want somebody to do the same for me. So that's my thoughts on that. And I don't know. Maybe I should just let it go and hope that they grow up at some point and don't do that. But I don't know. People like that, I don't think, change unless they are prompted to. And there is no authority figure that's going to reprimand somebody just for being like a little bit rude or, you know, kind of snarky, because, you know, that would kind of be making a mountain out of a molehill, essentially, because it isn't that big of a deal, but I'm going to make it one. Or I'm not trying to, at least, but I think I may unintentionally make it a bigger deal than it really is, because at the end of the day, I think that they don't know better, because despite what they think, they are not all-knowing and better than everyone, considering they don't even know how to speak kindly about people or to be quiet if they think so negatively of others. So, what do I know? I'm just a person who needs help drafting a good call out or correction or rebuttal. I don't know. I don't even know what this is that I'm going for. I just know that somebody needs to say something. I ran out of storage. But I wanted to send you off with a proper goodbye and a good night. So I appreciate everybody's views, everybody who likes, everybody who comments. All of you are wonderful. You guys are great. All of the advice you've given has all been quite good and helpful. And I have to say, I am quite blessed to have such a wonderful viewer base, however small it may be, however large it may grow. So I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. Please go watch that last video, because blood, sweat, and tears went into that, let me tell you. Okay.